Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing safe. So this is the Realme GT. This is the newest smartphone from Realme. And if you follow smartphone at all, you will know that Realme specializes in releasing phones that offer specs that are way above its price range. So this phone was launched in China about a month ago, but starting this month in June, it will officially go on sale in India and in Europe. In China, it's selling for around the equivalent of 460, 470 US dollars. In India, I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar price, but in Europe, it'll be marked up a little bit, but it's still going to be a pretty good value because at this sub 500 US dollars price range, you're getting a 6.4 inch, 120 Hertz AMOLED panel. The screen looks great, animations very fluid. Over here, you have a really small hole punch housing a 16 megapixel selfie camera. Inside, you have a Snapdragon 888, UFS 3.1 storage, either 8 or 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM and Bluetooth 5.2. So all these numbers I just threw at you are basically tip-top in the industry right now, like Bluetooth 5.2, UFS 3.1, Snapdragon 888. So how is Realme selling you this device at such an affordable price, at less than like half the price of the Galaxy S21 Ultra cost? Well, Realme obviously had to cut some corners in certain areas, and you're gonna notice that if you really pay attention, but I think for most people, they will be glad to make that trade-off. So the first missing feature is the screen resolution. This is only a 2400 by 1080 resolution, so it's FHD plus, it is not WQHD. To be honest, it does not matter to me. I've long been saying that FHD plus is more than good enough for my eyes. But if you do want a pixel peep, technically the screen is not as pixel dense as like the Oppo Find X3 Pro or the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And you have this camera system here. It's relatively disappointing. It's headlined by a 64 megapixel main camera and then an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera and 2 megapixel macro sensor. That last 2 megapixel macro sensor is worthless. It's basically something that I'm just gonna throw into the trash can. Look at this phone as a dual camera system with a main camera and an ultra wide angle camera. The good news is the main camera is pretty good. You know, particularly during today, nice weather outside, all the photos turned out really sharp, and low light performance is respectable too because Realme/Oppo has a really good night mode. The ultra wide angle camera, I would say during the day is still fine, but at night it's gonna suffer a bit. This strip here, it's actually plastic, and so is the chassis around the phone. And also the phone doesn't have IP water resistance rating or wireless charging. So these are the areas of compromise that, you know, that's how Realme is able to shave $400 or $500 off the phone. So the battery inside is a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. It's pretty large, and the packaging includes a 65 watt fast charging brick. But you know what? The fast charging brick is pretty cool. It'll top up the phone from 0 to 100 in 30 minutes. I'm more impressed by this. Now this is a separate purchase, but this is a mini 50 watt charging brick. And it's a USB-C output. It pumps out 50 watt of power. So that means with this tiny charging brick, you can still charge the Realme GT way faster than what an iPhone or Galaxy S21 can charge. And the best part, this, despite its small size, can still charge my 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. Now granted, it charges very, very slow, but the fact that this can charge my MacBook, it's pretty amazing considering the MacBook's regular charger looks like this. Okay, now let's look at software. So the Realme GT runs on Android 11 with Realme UI version 2.0 on top. Now Realme UI version 2.0 looks and behaves exactly like Oppo's ColorOS. That's not a bad thing because I actually think ColorOS may be my favorite Android skin right now, better than Oxygen OS, which if you watch my videos, you know it used to be my absolute favorite. But ColorOS/Realme UI is better because it is just as clean and minimal as Oxygen OS and stock Android if you want it to be. Like if you want out of the box it looks like this looks just like a stock Android device, but you get so much more customization options. For example, you can swipe from the side to bring up this menu, and then you can launch apps immediately. Like you can launch a calculator just like that on the fly. And I love that the calculator opens up in a small tiny window so it doesn't get in the way. You also have all the shortcut gestures that will make your life a little easier, like swipe down with 3 fingers to grab a screenshot. Swipe up with 3 fingers to go into split screen mode. You can open apps in a floating window. You can double tap on the phone to lock the screen, double tap to wake up the screen. You can customize all the animations and UI of the phone, including the colors and the shape of the app icons and the shape of the notification panel. And the best part is, if you don't want to use any of these shortcut gestures, you don't have to. Just turn them off and they'll stay out of your way, and you have a phone that behaves just like an Android, like stock Android. Clean, minimal, easy to recognize aesthetics. But you will want to use these shortcut gestures because they're so useful. Like double tapping to lock the screen is just a lot easier than needing to reach for the power button every single time. And another one of my special favorite features is you can draw a circle to launch a camera app, or you can draw a V to turn on flashlight. Okay, let's take a couple of sample photos. Like I said, the main camera, it's gonna be pretty good, especially during now golden hour. Ultra wide angle, you're gonna see the shot turns out pretty nice too, except it's gonna be a little bit soft on details. Now, unfortunately, there is no zoom lens, so all the zoom you're getting is digital zoom. So 5x zoom right here still looks okay, but you jump up to 10, which is the max, then the photos look a little bit soft. Video performance looks pretty good too. Right now I'm shooting 1080p 30 footage, just holding the phone in one hand. We'll check out stabilization. Just holding the phone in one hand right now. You can zoom when you're shooting video up to 10 times. However, you cannot switch out to the ultra wide angle camera, which is a freaking bummer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you also have stereo speakers on this phone. Now, I haven't used the phone long enough to give you a full idea of battery life yet, but it should be pretty good because there's a 4500mAh cell and the screen is not a WQHD Plus panel. It's just a 1080p-ish panel. So even with the 120Hz refresh rate, should be pretty good. And there's an intelligent mode that switch between 60 or 120 depending on need too. So pretty sure battery life will be good. So anyway, that's about it for this first look of the Realme GT. Like I said, Realme is a brand that's known for giving you way more than what you're paying for. In China and in India, you can get this phone for under $500 US, and you're getting 12 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 888, leather back, a pretty decent main camera, and all the latest specs in memory and RAM, all that. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you're interested in more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel or follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. I'm gonna post a lot more camera samples on that Instagram account. Thanks for watching.